Yes, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so do you have any questions?
The contract you want us to sign, how
Yes.
are we going to get it over to you? Is
You
it that
can
we print it
you
out,
can print
we
it
fill it?
and email it back. You can print and email it back, or you can sign on Adobe electronically and then send it back. This is be a training with people that already have gone through our YouTube videos. They've already gone through our websites and gone through all of the commissions and all of that information. Now, let me ask you, what is going to be your discipline? So, Nodike, did you intend on communicating with businesses or real estate investors?
I intended working as a real estate investor.
Okay, excellent. And now I know that this was a question and it got a little bit confusing for some people, that levelupadvisors.com, this is the login. This would be the login if you want to log into the course material. You would only have access to the course material if you've had a chance to pay the dollar contractor with Level Up. If not, then you won't be able to get into here. I feel it's very necessary for everyone to know what the course material looks like, because we're always making updates, and it really makes a difference if you're able to help the people that you are bringing in through the course, and for you to know what courses are there. Because a lot of the courses that are here, we're still working with different advisors to bring them in. So, but if you ever wanted to show someone just on the surface what kind of courses we have, all of this is in there. Getting your finances in order, and a lot of this stuff is an international point. It doesn't, there's only a few things that are specific to the United States. Like, of course, filing a corporation and all that, this is specific to the United States. However, some people worldwide do want to file corporations in the United States, so it may be useful to them to know these things.
Sure, of course.
And like, for instance, we needed to file our corporation in Singapore, and I needed to learn how to do that. And so, it's very important to try and learn how each country's, system works on filing corporations, because that just makes you better at business to be able to, take advantage of different advantages that your country may not have. Like here in the United States, they're still coming up with all kinds of ridiculous laws for cryptocurrency, and they have no idea what they want to do with it. So we knew that we had to find one of the countries that is more friendly to cryptocurrency. Singapore is one of them. But getting your commingling funds between your personal and business account, this is important. All these things are important. QuickBooks is international. How to handle payroll, all that is very important. Establishing your virtual storefront, this is international. It's the same everywhere. Then SEO and all that, that's normal. Branding, all of this is normal. This getting funded section is very specific to what we know of funding, debt funding in the United States. However, it's still, of course, you guys don't have credit reports and all that. But if you're focused on real estate investors, which is the ad that you answered, was to find those of you that had a background in real estate. This section here is currently being developed. I just put out the first video on it, and all those videos are actually being edited and will be going in there. There are many, everyone that did apply, the vast majority, 98% had awesome resumes. Of people that are already have a book of business, and you already have both businesses or real estate investors that you're working with, and you have some sort of ground to start from.
I, for one, I have, like I told you last time, I already have large groups I can market to. In fact, I started speaking to some people that contacted me before now for funding, but because of their funding fell below the minimum requirements of my lenders there. So I just told them when the opportunities for your category, I'm going to let you know. So this opportunity now is opening up, which I'm already start telling them.
One of the biggest mistakes that most people make in lending is to think that, and this is what has always set my company apart from so many others, is that if you tell me you need 100,000 and you're a startup business, I know that there's no banks here in the United States that's going to give you 100,000, even if you have excellent credit. Guess what? I'll ask you, what do you need the money for? And you're going to give me a series of things you need the money for. You're going to tell me you need money for payroll. You need money to open the store. You need money to pay contractors. You need money to buy a truck, right? So then I'm going to say, okay, boom. I could get you $25,000 at this equipment finance company. I could get you $35,000 in a personal loan from these two banks. I'll go to two different banks. Each one has 25,000. The other one has 35,000. We'll do the loans on the same day. Now we're already up to 70,000. No, 65, 55. And then I can get you the equipment finance for startup businesses for the truck. And then I have for the construction, you take the money from that. So I'll come close, if not over. I've had that same situation all the time. And so if you have someone that, that's why you'll see in the script, we talk about coupling this funding with another, with your bank or with other funding. So if you're trying to raise $2 million, everyone knows only you can think about it when it's like $5 million or $10 million. You don't turn down 250,000 because they don't have 5 million. You get 250,000 and 50,000 and 25,000 and 40,000. Every experienced investor that raises money knows that. You do not wait on one source to fund the whole thing. You'll be waiting for never will happen, because that's not how you raise money. But a bank normally has all of us that put our money into the bank. They also, and so those are the funds that are being lent out. Additionally, they also have investors that are investing in the bank. So when you go to a bank for a loan, they also have an investor. One is 50,000, one is 250, one is 10 million, one is 50 million. That is what a hedge fund is. That is what a private equity fund is. That is how money is raised all the time.
I once had a client from Canada that wants to, but he stays in Canada and has a company there and some colleagues. So he wanted a loan of about $63 million.
Yeah.
Now, you know, that is a very large amount in comparison with the max we are looking here, which is 250. Are you getting it?
I can tell you for a fact, someone that needs $63 million are taking the minimum loan amount on most, the minimum investment amount on most private placement memorandums is $50K. So they are putting together investors that have $50K a piece that will buy 1 share, 2 shares, 5 shares, 10 shares, and it will encompass 100, 200, 300 investors. There's not one investor that will fund that $63 million loan. Most private placement memorandums are always the minimum is either 50 or 100,000 for 1 share. And then people put in, 1 to 10 shares or 20 shares. They might put in 5 million. Even if you need 63 million, you will never find one lender for 63 million.
Bank or something.
But we're a small to medium size businesses is who we want to concentrate on, not that.
Yeah, sure. You see,
the people.
Well,
generally, however, I would still offer it to them. I would not say.
Oh no, of course, I would introduce it to them. Would you like this? Like all my contacts, I'll reach back to all of them I've chatted with. That's what I intend to do.
Right.
This is an opportunity that I can look at how it goes. Are you interested to buy into something like this?
And real estate investor broker script. Okay. And on the other hand, there's investors that are buying properties, and there's investors that need money for down payment, and there's investors that are getting it and they're building developments all around you. Just look around and you'll see all the beautiful developments that are going up. Those are the people we want. How much skin do you have in the game? And that is the way most investors that have money want to know. That's what they want to know. That's why you need collateral here. Because how much skin do you have in your own deal? Is you really want to fund your deal? Okay, then put some skin in the game. We'll give you the rest. That's the way decentralized finance it works. On other platforms, on Aave and a lot of these other platforms, you put a third, they give you 2/3 back. That's the way all of these platforms work. Ours is less than a third. You're only putting a small percentage, and you're getting for $3,000 for $250,000. On the other platforms, to get a $250,000, you have to have, I think, you have to have 1/3. So they give you 66%, and you will have 1/3 of it. So, I hope you guys have taken a look at some of those videos. But anyway, this is this is the script. Real estate investor broker script, and this is the link to the flyer. You guys have seen the flyer.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the flyer, and so this is the script. We have a new no qualifying funding program for real estate investors. It can be used for any project purpose, and most investors are using the funding with another loan to increase their down payment or closing costs. You know why this makes sense to me? Because I'm an investor. I know many projects that if I had a little more money, a little more down payment, I could get a bigger building. If I have used investors that have 10,000, 20,000. We did a small project, a rehab project in New Jersey last year. Actually, a year before last, we did a small project. We bought the property. We used funding from our loan for the purchase price of the property was $130,000. We got a loan for $125,000. We needed to put 10% down. We raised $50,000 from investors for the down payment. We needed to put 10% down plus closing costs. Okay, so we needed around $50,000 to close on the deal. Then we put all the money, and the property was worth, after we were finished, $330,000. Okay, so and then you can scale that. Another project I've done where it's a ground up construction, and we got a construction loan for $248,000. But you know how much I needed? I needed about $120,000 for down payment and closing costs. So that's why you always want to think outside the box. You don't want to think, oh, this is only $250, so it's not going to be good enough for. No, it should be looked at always as an add-on to down payment and closing costs. So we have a loan to increase their down payment or closing costs. We can get you $250,000 through our revolutionary blockchain-based crowdfunding platform. What's very important in that sentence is crowdfunding, because everyone knows what crowdfunding means.
Sure.
So investors have to collateralize their project with $3,040 USD and a monthly subscription to the platform of $29.99 per month to be a part of the investment community. When you are funded, an additional $3,500 fee is subtracted from the total. Is this something that you, or if you're talking to a broker, or your clients would be interested in? So that is a general opening. Okay, you're hitting on all the points. The point you just made about, oh, it's not enough. Dude, that's not the way it works. It's not the way it works anywhere. And until you actually get into the real world of investment, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't even know that there's the average amount of money that investors put into any one project is between $50,000 and $100,000. That's the average. And I'm talking in the small to medium sized business and even large real estate REITs. I can literally show you several private placement memorandums. I'll send them to you privately if you want it.
Yeah.
The minimum investment is $50,000 and they are investing in hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate. Hundreds of millions of dollars, but they're only asking their investors for $50,000 to $100,000 per share. Now, if someone wants to put in $10 million, they're buying each share is each $50,000 or $100,000. So if I come to you and I say I have grant funding for $250,000, you're going to take it in a heartbeat. Okay. So that's it. Then.
Okay. Yeah.
So the collateral, that's another key word because before you have to go into all of the explanation. Now, the flyer gets into more explanation on, some of the questions and answers. In fact, let me go there and show you on the flyer a few more Q&As.
Because what I'm asking this is that if I get a client now that wants to
then
start
the client
with the level up,
the client would submit their project and we will put it on the platform.
so they won't access it themselves.
No.
Do they put in?
No, we want to control it for the first 100 projects. This is only where the projects is going to be posted.
Yeah, it's all right.
So
now
projects will be posted here, and then after a little while, we'll let people post their own project. So we'll have you to provide us the project details. Picture, like most, if it's a development, most people have a development or something in.
So basically, what a new person who's trying to join is going to pay for or look forward to paying is on one side the cost, which is $29.99 per month.
Yeah.
If the person prefers that, or
no, they don't. It's not a preference.
Okay, it has to be.
You have to be a subscriber.
So it means you have to be.
You have to understand, we're not making any money on the platform. Umi?
Yeah,
we don't make money on Umi. The only money that the company makes is $40. Then the $35, and the company is not making that because that's going to end up being, we built a platform to solve a problem. The problem is funding everywhere. Okay? So that platform, we built it, it's owned by the token holders. And so the DAO, where you say UMI DAO, DAO, that's the decentralized autonomous organization. A decentralized autonomous organization is owned by the people that own the tokens. So anyone that's 7,000 tokens or more, which are going to be a mixture of investors and students, because we have investors also buying tokens. So between the tokens and the investors, that's who will govern the protocol. So we don't make money there. Money is made on Level Up Advisors. Level Up Advisors, this is our $29.99 monthly. We want to provide, and then we have all of our little upgrade services in between as well.
Then on the other hand, the monthly payment for the Level Up Advisor courses. So I'm just looking at both of them. You pay for the UMI coins, which you're going to use to subscribe to which category you prefer, whether it's a 40K, 100K, or 250.
Yes.
Now, on the other hand, you're going to pay separately for the Level Up courses. You'll be taking within the time frame that corresponds with the category of funding you are applying, isn't it?
That is correct. So as you can see with the script, can you see the script that I have back on the screen?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, so it says we can get you 250K through our revolutionary blockchain-based crowdfunding platform. And remember, we have to keep everything very simple. That's why if we keep it simple, you want to speak in this way, because if you try to speak and trying to itemize everything the way you just did, it's not simple. So simply put, it's 250K. Investors have to collateralize their project with $3,040. If you know that you're going to be talking about $100,000 loan, then it's $1,040. And if you know that they're only can afford the $80, then it would be $120. Right?
Okay. So it means the adding of the both, you just added both of them, what it's going to take for advisor costs and also what it's going to take on the side of Umi coin. That's what you did right now, adding both sides to get
No, not both sides, not both sides. There's a $40 governance fee all the time. So
okay. Added.
So I added $40 all the time. So
okay,
the
apart from
$3,000 goes into the pool. The $40 goes for just like a fee that we need to pay for development and all these different things, the website and all this stuff for every person. That's the only money that we make to pay for the management of the site. Then, and a monthly subscription to the platform of $29.99. You see? So you add the $40, so it's always, if it's 1,000, then it would be 1,040 or 100.
Well, but I was thinking it should have been added there as originally, so they would just look at it. Okay, this is what I'm paying for this.
Well, you have to say, because this is a monthly subscription, you can add it if you want. But the way I have it set up, like add a monthly subscription to the platform of $29.99, so they know this is separate. Because the whole reason why we even can do the crowdfunding platform is because this money is going into a pool. So that's why it takes 84 people to fund this pool, to fund one person. So
yeah, for 250K.
People, right, 84 people paying, collateralizing 3,000 apiece is 250K. Or if they do the 100,000 pool, see, so that's what I'm saying, it's not our money.
Of course.
Funds, these funds are going, they're not, and guess what? I have a good news for you. If you ever have someone who says, oh, I don't like this, I don't want to wait anymore.
Okay, they can cash out?
They can cash out anytime. They just lose their spot.
Okay.
Because I don't hold the money. You don't have to come and ask me for it back.
Yeah.
It's already a token. You bought tokens. Those tokens are inside the protocol and they can be traded back out to anybody else. They're worth right now 37 cents, 37.5 cents. Or actually it was, I think XLM went up to 60 something cents. So as the new people are coming in, they're buying their tokens. The price of UMI is going up and down. Now, I will tell you, as a company, we're very excited about that because people that are buying tokens, as XLM is going up, UMI tokens are going up. So, but our numbers are not changing.
Okay.
So for us, 250,000 goes in the pot, but if that 250 is now worth 300,000 by the time 84 people put into the pot, that 50,000, that comes back into the governance fee. That's nobody promised anybody that.
Okay, I want to ask a question here. Like you just said something that an investor could decide to withdraw, cash out even before the maturity, the original maturity. Anytime. Okay, now where I want to ask questions is this. Okay, so but when it comes to the commission that the advisor who introduced the client
would have to recapture that money from someone else. From the next person, the next person you put in, we would have to recapture that money.
So it means you're going to be paid halfway or not at all, or or you paid? I didn't get it.
Oh, you mean the advance, the bonus we have right now?
Yeah, yeah. You were
Yeah,
supposed to
so we have the bonus right now that you bring in someone at the 250K, you will get 1750. So you will
Okay.
get half of the money up front. Because normally you're supposed to wait until they're funded. But you will get
Yes.
half of the money up front. Now, if this person pulls out,
Okay.
yeah, we would have to recapture that money from future sales because it's missing.
Okay, but you already been paid upfront. You already been paid 17 or something. You mentioned,
Yeah,
which you
so
must
we
have
would
been
have to,
paid.
it's called recapture. It's called recapture. So if you were paid up front and then the person takes back their money, then on your next sale, we would have to subtract from that.
Withdraw.
That's why managing expectations is your job. You want to manage your expectations. This is a crowdfunding platform. We are just now, the momentum is just now happening now. We have people coming in from all over the world. We have different types of people coming in. The platform was just completed. And so, you know, you may have to wait a month. You cannot put it in. And I don't know any loan that doesn't take 30 to 60 days anyway. Do you know why loans take 30 to 60 days? Because they're raising the money.
Sure. I get it. It's understandable.
That's why loans take 30 to 60 days. For the very same reason.
It's understandable anyway. It's just that we have to just look at the little niceties involved, because this is our first time of trying to hop onto this stuff. You know, that's why I'm just trying to get the understanding.
No, but see, you have background in dealing with real estate investors and or lending and or businesses. This is your background. Yeah. So if your background is this, it's just applying into a new technology. You're not really learning anything new. The only thing that you should be learning new is a new platform, a new way of doing the same thing we've always done. It's not different. That's why it's still finance. It's just now decentralized. We took the third party out of it, and that's the awesome thing. The third party is the bank.
Sure.
So the bank is not in it anymore to gather all your money. And then give it to
and now using cryptocurrency.
And then decide to give it to you.
Yeah.
And decide who they want to give it to. That's
sorry, I want to ask a question.
Decentralized finance. That's the beauty of it. That's the exciting part.
Yeah. As if someone wants to ask questions, is that Friday?
Yes, please. Go for it.
Hello, go ahead with your question. We are listening.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you're welcome, please.
Frank, good afternoon.
Yeah, you're welcome, brother.
Okay, I want to ask of the documentation. I mean, what's the process? Because I read the requirement that if you're not documented, they won't pay you. Yeah, the BTS address.
The what address? Oh, BTC address.
Sorry, BTC, BTC address.
Oh, come on, that one it's your Bitcoin address. Now, where do you want to get your payments? Except you want it through, I think there are payment options there.
Yeah, there's options. So you have to understand that document is PayPal. One document for the world. So the only things that don't apply to you are the ones, if it applies or if it doesn't apply. If you to receive cryptocurrency, then you would provide us your address. If you want to receive direct deposit, you will provide to us your direct deposit. That's why it says and or on the document, because if it doesn't apply, then it doesn't apply to you.
Sure.
Are you going to scan it back to you?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You can
email. You can email, or you can use Adobe signature, and you can sign it that way and email it back. The fact that you emailed it back is really the signature too.
Okay.
So yeah, you sign it with Adobe, save it, print it to PDF, and then you can send it back. So this, see here, the governance fee, that's what that $40 is for, the governance fee. And then we give you an average time, like at least 5 to 10 weeks for, this one is actually for 40,000. Oh yeah, it's 10 weeks for 40,000. We estimate put together 500 people 10 weeks, and then 5 weeks to put together 100,000, and 3 weeks to put together the 250,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's here also. You have this here. These are the specific videos we thought were the most applicable. The reason why this is here is because people may want to know where they are. You can see your address when you buy your UMI tokens. This is the thing about the blockchain. Everything is transparent.
Yeah.
So when you buy the money, it shows on the blockchain who bought it. It shows the address, and then you can see how many people after you bought, and how much they bought. So you would know which pool it went into. It is all determined on the blockchain. Now, some people are not that technical, but
Yeah.
that's why we have this here, because you can track it. Okay, you can track who bought what and how much. You can't track a name, but an address. You can see, I can see 84 people paid $3,000 a piece. It should be my turn coming up. That pool is almost funded. You can go and look at it anytime. And you can show your clients. So it's important for you guys to track it, to know how to track it, so that you can give your client an answer. Let's say it's 2 weeks later, they want to know, hey, what's going on? How much longer? You think it's coming up? Oh, you know what? We only need 5 more people to fund that project. And that's all you need. So then you have, this here. You can tell the client they have a choice. Of course, at to $29.99, you're going to get $10 up front on that, or the $109.99 you're going to get for the entire year. So you're going to get the $10 plus the $5 per month on that person. So you get $10 per upfront, and then $5 per month on this person on their subscription. So the only thing you don't get paid on is the $40 governance fee for the UMI token, but you basically get paid on everything here. And this is just another example. It's just like this. We did it so many different ways so people can understand. So this is how to get your project funded. Level Up Advisors, you become a subscriber, so you take them through Level Up Advisors first. That's the first step. Second step, they buy however many UMI tokens they want, depending on which thing they want to do. So they're gonna buy XLM, and maybe they already have, you have to ask them, do they already have a wallet? If they already have a wallet, they may not hold any Stellar Lumens. XLM, remember, is Stellar Lumens. So if they don't hold any Stellar Lumens already, then you would walk them through the video on how to buy it through Lobster. And, we can always have a Zoom call just for clients. Next thing, 40K UMI tokens earned. So as the person is going through the course material, for big investors, I don't think that they will go through the course material. But they are required to at least go through the real estate course material to the funding. And this is where education comes in. This is where you don't meet those people then. $63 million, $25 million. You check back with that person and they never raised it. It's 10 years later. Oh, did you get that project funded? Oh, no. No kidding. So, and then, you got it funded. I'm not saying these projects don't get funded, because they do get funded, but they get funded with a multitude of investors and a multitude of monies from multiple places. And so we want to be one of those ways that they fund their projects. So then the project is posted. Like I said, we handle that. They would send that project in. They would have given you whatever project photos. So let's say it's a new business. Okay, they're making a new product, or they have a store, or they want to buy something. Tell them to give us pictures or create a video. They can create a video. That video will say, about their project. Okay, so that's what you want to have them do. So if they don't have pictures to provide, then you ask them to give us a video of their project that's 1 minute long. And that's actually right. So now the frequently asked questions. When you set up your wallet, it can be connected to your bank account on exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, or any of those. Your funding will be paid out in XLM. Okay, so XLM or Stellar Lumens, because that's what they're buying it with, right? So they're buying UMI tokens with XLM. We've had some people ask, well, why do we even need UMI tokens? If you only buy the Stellar Lumens, we can't code the Stellar Lumens for project funding. Our system, our UMI token is coded for the project funding. So, for the 3,000, for the 250,000, 100,000, and the 40,000. So it's coded for that specifically. So that's why we have to have our own token. So then they can transfer their tokens back to their bank. Same as they purchase the tokens, the same way they can get the money back out of their account, okay? And they may have to withdraw those funds in multiple stages. And that will depend on the country, and how your bank is and all of that stuff. But many times people these days can even pay for the products and services that they need to buy with Bitcoin. So they can transfer their Stellar Lumens to Bitcoin. $250,000 today is it's around 9 Bitcoin. So they can transfer it to 9 Bitcoin if they wanted to. Okay, so what is the interest rate? As you remember, there is no interest rate. Currently, this is a new program and there is no interest rate. Your funds are a grant from the UMI DAO, which is governed by UMI token holders that hold more than 7,000 UMI tokens. That's what I was talking about with Frank earlier. So if you own more than 7,000 UMI tokens, you are in control of these decisions. So you want to really go through these questions and answers on the flyer, because this is really here. This is where your training is. Your training is knowing the questions and answers. So this is a question, how do I get my money? Everybody always wants to know that. If I do this, how do I get my money out? This is, that's question number 1. Do you have to pay back the money? These are popular questions. And we also put these questions on our forum as well. When will I get paid? It's just a reiteration of all the information that we've gathered, and it's all here because we know customers. These are all the top questions, and this is pretty much mostly what Frank brought up. Are there any additional fees? This is the questions. It's all here. Does someone have a question? Go ahead. And then you have your sign up process. This keeps it very simple, okay? 1, sign up for a subscription. 2, you go through all these steps first, and then you go through all of these steps next. Okay, now it does say register and post your project, but like I told Frank, we are actually going to be handling the postings of the project because we want the first few projects on there to look very presentable, and we want our graphic artists to handle them. And so, which means we have to have access to the account so that we can create the way the project looks. So if everyone creates their own account, then we won't have access to change the look and feel of it. All right, so now back to the script. Okay, for businesses, do you guys see the script? that I'm on. Now I'm on the one where I said real estate investor broker script.
Yes. I'm seeing
Okay,
I'm seeing it.
excellent. Okay, so now if it's a business, we have a new no qualifying funding program for small to medium-sized businesses. Small to medium-sized businesses. So these are your small import-export companies. These are your people trying to open a store, people that maybe are farmers that, may need help buying some equipment. You may have someone that wants to open a franchise because now you're talking about a medium-sized business. You may have someone that wants to buy a McDonald's. McDonald's, I think, costs $2 million. They need only about $250,000 to buy that McDonald's. So there you go, and you can help them. It could be a Domino's, it could be a Subway, it could be a local bar they need to buy for $20,000, $50,000. So you have to think about these businesses that are scaling. So you have your startup businesses, but I want you to really focus on scaling businesses, people that are already focused. If you really follow what I'm saying and you focus on scaling businesses, you will have immediate success. There should be no reason whatsoever for you to take 1 or 2 months to make money. You should be able to hit the ground running this week. You can find people right online. Investors is direct and to the point. And the reason why it's direct and to the point, because this is how they think. Just give me the bottom line. Someone who's a startup business or a scaling business, they need a little more explanation. Okay, then you have a few more questions that we thought about. This is blockchain. Why do I have to pay to collateralize my project? You would think it's common sense, but guess what? I want you to learn banking. I want you to really understand the back end of banking. The way the banking and lending works, we are taking the middleman out of it. Decentralized finance takes the middleman out of it. There's always a group of investors to fund projects. This is not new. The only thing that's new is we all have control over our own monies. That's what crowdfunding does. However, crowdfunding traditionally still works like the old system. Usually it's an investor that wants to say, maybe we like this one or we don't like this one. Or maybe it's you have to share your project with many people. So with this, you are funding your own project, and that's what the collateral is for. It tells you what the $40 funding fee is for and tells you what the $3,500 is for, which is your fee as a account executive with us. So if you have any other questions, please put them in the WhatsApp group. So I do hope that you guys can figure out how to make this a win-win situation for you and your family and the businesses and real estate investors around you.